Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs in video games, and today I'm going to play Slay the Spire II. Now, Slay the Spire was one of my favorite games, so I'm picking up Slay the Spire II on the very first day that Early Access opened for Slay the Spire II, and I know nothing. I haven't looked at any of the promotional material to know what there is in Slay the Spire 2, other than the fact that I know that the Ironclad has returned, the Silent has returned, and the Defect has not returned. I know there's something else that is one of the three. Don't know if the Watcher has returned, and if so, if the Watcher is even in the early access. So I know pretty bare bones about this game. However, since one of my favorite things to do in Slay the Spire was to do challenge runs, I'm going to do a challenge run for my very first run of Slay the Spire 2, knowing nothing, and let's see if I can beat it. Probably not, but let's try. So, we have to kind of figure out what the challenge is going to be. I have some ideas, but it depends on who our first character is. So, first off, some settings. Screen shake, let's turn that off. I don't really want to do fast mode just yet, not until I have seen the game a little bit more. That seems fine. Alright, let's go. What's our first character? It is the Ironclad, and there's 5 characters. Look at this. I think that's the Silent. I should be able to tell kind of by the outline which one the Silent is. None of them really look like the Silent. But if any of them look like the Silent... Oh, it's got to be this one. I can see the Ring of the Snake. Right. Okay, so this is one of the Silent. I don't know what the rest are. If I thought the Defect was here, I would think this is the Defect. I don't know what the other two are. It's interesting that that one starts with a heart. Ooh, very interesting. I like it. But we're starting with the Ironclad. And since we're starting with the Ironclad, you know what I want. I want to do this without playing any skills. I'm only assuming that we're using the same card types as the original game. Attacks, skills, and powers. I'm assuming that. I'm going to see if I can beat the first Ironclad run without playing any skills. Let's see if we can do it. It's interesting that I can't see what the starting deck is yet. Enable tutorials. Do I want a brief tutorial? You know, let's see the tutorial just to see if there's something new. Most likely, the tutorial will mean nothing to us. Act 1, Overgrowth. Interesting. Select a room to travel to. We know how that works. These question mark rooms, yeah, all of the same room types it looks like. It looks like this is the same size act, and of course we don't know what that boss is because we don't know anything. Our starting deck, same starting deck as in the first Slay the Spire for the Ironclad, which means we've got 4 cards that we cannot play based on our challenge that we're doing. And we have our starting relic, Burning Blood, which does exactly the same as it did in the first Slay the Spire. Ooh, it looks like they added some map drawing abilities to the base game. That's really nice. So, let's use those immediately by kind of planning out where we want to go. Actually, let's go to the first battle first. First battle, then we'll plan out. You have... Alright, defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Yep, we understand how that works. Defensive cards, we don't use those. Don't use those at all. I can observe the enemy's intent. Great. So, 12 damage on the first turn. Now that hurts because we can't use our defense, so we can't block it. Best we can do is bash strike. Ooh, it's a nibbit. Hopefully it doesn't attack next turn. Alright. 6 damage. We still have our vulnerable on. Unfortunately, we can do almost its health. We can do all but 1 of its health. How sad. And then we get hit again. And then we just need to draw a strike. Yep, we know how the shuffle happens. And win. Alright, first one down. We've lost 12 health in total already. So Tremble is a skill, we can't take those. It's just apply 2 vulnerable, interesting. Blood Wall, we also can't take that. Lose 2 health, gain 16 block. That's a cool skill. But since we can't do those, let's do Setup Strike. Gain 2 strength this turn. I like it. I like it. And it has the word strike in it, which might mean that there's cards that get better on strikes. Is there a perfected strike-like thing in this game? We'll find out. Okay, now we need to figure out where we're going. So we're probably going to need a lot of fires. I would like to fight elites, but we probably can't fight elites very early and do well. So we can't go to that elite, for example. I would like to go to this elite, though. And we should end up going here. So that's where we want to go. And definitely we're going to go here. The question is, if we're not going this way, are we going to go to shops and question marks? Or are we going to go to fights? Probably we want to go to more question marks than fights. We could go to a lot of question marks. We could go this way through and go to a lot of question marks. I mean, I guess let's do it. We're not going to get a lot of cards that way, which is not great. Not great, but we also won't get damaged constantly doing that. Okay, what are these little guys? It's a leaf slime. It intends to give me a status card. I mean, those status cards look real bad. They might just be normal status cards, but they look like they're curses just from the get-go. So we want to fight you, of course, first, and then definitely start knocking you out. Yeah, we just got the slimed cards. Slimed cards just as usual. I mean, we got 3 of them already, which is a little bit scary. 2 strength from the setup strike. If we do setup strike and then bash, the problem is we don't kill that. It's probably better to do bash, setup strike. And it's probably better to hit this one now than to make sure that we kill this one. Unfortunately, we kind of drew oddly for dealing with the health that we have here. But I'm going to do the bash and then the setup strike, right? Because the bash adds 3 damage to this one, maybe even 4. And the setup strike only adds 2 damage to this one, so we'd rather do the bash first. Bash, and then the setup strike. Do you do 11? Nope, we only add 3. And we're taking 11 damage here. Unfortunately, that's above, you know, our heal. So we're still taking damage every time we go into battles. It's painful. I don't like that we drew all of our strikes right here. I mean, I like that we drew at least 2. And I like that we drew 3, but I don't like that we drew that one. Alright, luckily we got bash, and we heal up to 63. Power cards, excellent, and Inflame is a power card that we kind of like in this deck. Breakthrough. Lose 1 health, deal 9 damage to all enemies. I mean, that sounds quite nice. Anger is exactly the same as Anger was. Inflame is the exact same as Inflame was in the first Slay the Spire. I mean, I like Inflame. It makes everything better for our deck. But I also really like Anger. It's better once we already have an Inflame, but it's also really good right now, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the Anger. Maybe there'll be a lot of multi-enemy battles, and I really should have taken Breakthrough, but I don't know yet. So, we'll learn as we go. Hello! Same merchant as always, with the same blanket as always. 75 to remove a card. Excellent. Let's remove one of our 4 curses. And then, what else do we have here? Most likely we want to save money to remove more of our skills, but let's look at what there is. Retain your hand for 2 turns. Stable Serum. That's kind of a cool one. Flex Potion. Flex Potion could actually save us a lot. We might want to take the Flex Potion. Fiend Fire. Good as always, probably. Thunderclap, also the same as it was. Ultimate Strike. The Ultimate Strike. Seems cool. Anyway, I think we might actually need to take this Flex Potion. It would help me a lot in an elite battle. We've got 3 potion slots. Let's take it. Drink or throw during combat. Just as before. Okay, let's see what the events are. Birdonus Egg. You spot an enormous, shambling beast chase off an injured green bird. In the alcove, the bird fled from a single unguarded egg. Your stomach gurgles. There's quest cards. Ooh. What are quest cards? I don't know. I don't know what those do. I mean, we can hatch them at rest sites. Or we could just take the 7 HP. I mean, I really want to take the egg. I'm going to take the egg. We're going to go to a rest site soon. And let's see what hatches from it. I hope it's not a skill card. That would be the worst. It might hatch into something useful later on, like right there, in fact. Sapphire Seed. So we can enchant a card with Sown. The first time you play this card each combat, gain an energy. Or we can heal 9 and upgrade a card in our deck. Honestly, I like the Consume. Let's Consume and use an upgrade right now. What is the upgrade for Setup Strike? 9 damage and then 3 strength. Obviously, we'd want to upgrade Anger at some point. Bash is the same upgrade. Strike is the same upgrade as usual. I'm going to upgrade the Setup Strike, because we want to keep that one. Good thing we didn't step on it. Excellent. Alright, let's hatch our bird, and hope that it's not a skill card. At rest sites, you can stop and take a breather. Let's hatch. I want to know what it does. It's an attack. It's an awesome attack. It's a bird swoop attack. Alright, that actually fits our deck really well. We even got a thing for it. A relic. A bird pip will accompany me in battles. Ooh. I want to keep going the question marks. The question marks have been great. And of course we get a battle. Strategic, the enemy intends to apply a debuff. Well, unfortunately for you, we're going to deal you a ton of damage before you have a chance. In fact, we just win on turn 1. Alright. That's how we like our deck to go. We got a fire potion as well. This is great. And then... Cinder. 17 damage. It's expensive, though. Dismantle, attack twice if they're vulnerable. I like it. And then Iron Wave. Iron Wave is one of the few chances we can get block with attack cards. So I'm going to take the Iron Wave because we can get some block, actually. Oh, I like how it covered the question mark with little horns because it was a normal enemy. That's cool. I like that. Dense Vegetation. Remove a card from your deck and lose 11 health, or heal and fight some enemies. Let's remove a card. The 11 health is painful, but removing a card that we can never play is very nice. All right. I should probably write in the corner that we're doing this run without playing skill cards. Let's do that real quick. So, what am I doing? A little bit of text. We are doing the what is it called? What do I call this challenge? Oh no, I've forgotten my challenge names. Anyway, no skills. No skills. Never play a skill card from hand. All right, that's the challenge that we're doing. Now that we've gotten this far, it's nice to actually have our challenge on the screen. Anyway. Now, let's proceed. We have another fire. I do want to go to the fire because I want to upgrade another card. Specifically, I mean, what does the bird swoop upgrade do? It adds 4 damage to a 0-cost attack. That's kind of too good not to take, right? I mean, the Iron Wave upgrade is incredible as well. But let's take the bird swoop attack first. All right, and then soon we'll see our first elite. Yes, we get relics. Huzzah. We actually already have a relic before you told me the tip about relics. At the start of each combat, gain 4 plating. Nice. Another way to gain block without playing skill cards. Let's do it. And our first elite battle. Let's see what elites are like. It's a giant bird. I've got a baby bird. You shouldn't be attacking me. We're kind of the same. We're kind of both moms of birds, right? At the end of its turn, it gains 1 strength. So we just have to go through 90 health pretty fast. That doesn't seem too bad. I do probably want to use the flex potion in this one. But maybe when I can play... I mean, I can play 3 cards here, but there's going to be a time we can play 4, probably. And of course we've got the fire potion to finish off the battle when we can. Okay, well, we're gonna take 11 damage. It's painful. Oh, actually, our plating came up, so it only took 7. 4 times 3. Ick. 4 times 3. That's not too bad. Let's just play normally right now. I'm constantly thinking about this potion, though. Let's play the potion. We probably want to play the potion in this one, so why not now? We're playing 3 attacks in 1 turn. Alright, can we do... Oh, yes. Huzzah. What a great turn. We apparently didn't need the potion, but only because we got lucky on our shuffle. Ooh, a block potion. Wonderful. Vajra, just as good as always. 1 additional strength. Oh, look at that. It tells us the boss that we're fighting at the end of this act. Vantum. So Pyre is something that we could play. Bludgeon is the same as always. I don't think we want Bludgeon. Do we want Pyre? It would be good for bosses, and probably not good for anything else. I think we can't take it. What's the upgrade, though? Okay, I mean, it's a good upgrade, but it doesn't make the card cheaper, so I'm still going to skip it. Alright, first elite taken out without too much trouble, so I certainly want to go to another one. What are you? You're an Inklet. The Inklets are all attacking me. What does it say? The next time Inklet loses HP, it only loses 1. Oh, ick. Alright. I guess we'll start with Setup Strike. Let's try to take out this one. And that one. I want to take those two out. And we should be able to do that. So we had plenty to destroy all of them if they didn't, you know, prevent my damage. And we took no damage, which is very nice. Alright, Inklet's down. No problem. We can't take those skills. Stomp. Ooh, costs 1 less for each attack played this turn? That's nice. Let's take it. All we play is attacks. Excellent. Okay, what do we upgrade, though? Because we're not resting yet. What are we smithing? I do like the Iron Wave Smith. The Stomp does 3 more damage to all enemies. Anger would be good to do. Bash, of course, would be nice for the extra vulnerable. Let's do Iron Wave. The extra damage and block is nice. Next elite. So, Frog Parasite. It's giving me status cards. Okay, well, you're not attacking me. Upon dying, it summons something else. Oh, okay. We have to defeat this one twice, maybe. Something like that. Infection. Ick. Luckily, we're going to do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. It's going to end up summoning something this turn. Okay, what do we summon? We summon little small ones. So I wish we had played our big thing that dealt damage to all of them last there if we could have. Yeah, oh well. So the Wrigglers. We're not taking a ton of damage except for the infection, which is dealing us 3 damage per infection. That's pretty painful. Is it better to play the infections or not? I think it's better to not play the infections. Because if we don't play the infections, then we stop damage coming in from those. Although I don't think I can kill both of them. I can kill one of them and I can bash... Oh, actually I can kill both of them. We hit these two, this one with the anger and that, and we hit bash with this. And that makes the battle go further, and we didn't get to play the infections. Oh, it's unplayable anyway. I thought for some reason it cost 1. That was not the case. We do block the damage from infections. It's not lose health, it is take damage. Alright, we've got a stomp. We've got a stomp. As long as we hit both of these down, then we win. Alright, pretty easy elite, honestly. It was cool, though. Ornamental Fan, wonderful. Another way to gain block when we're only playing attack cards. Rampage is kind of fun. Pillage. Pillage is draw my deck, basically, right? Because we didn't put a power card in there. So Pillage is excellent. What's the upgrade to Pillage? It's just more damage? Pillage is excellent. Oh, Pillagers removed from the deck or lose 3 HP. The card in the above option is randomized. Oh! If I keep pressing this, then the card that gets removed is different. Okay. I wonder if it will ever be a skill card. Let's try. Hold on. Strike is removed. I'm fine with a strike being removed, rather than hoping for defend to be removed. Goodbye, defend. I hate bridges. Should I rest? Or should I smith? We have a good amount of health still, is the thing, which makes me want to smith. And we have some good cards to smith, especially for a boss battle. We're going to end up playing Anger a lot more times, so let's do that. All right, boss, here we go. The Phantom, attacking for 7. The next 9 times Phantom loses health, it only loses 1 health. Okay, so it's just like those other ones, where you have to hit it a bunch of times before you can do anything. Well, one of the things that our deck does is hit things lots of times. And we're going to gain plenty of block this turn as well. Okay, 6 times 2. How much block will we gain this time? Fortunately, we're going to draw that defend pretty fast with that. But, you know, there's no reason not to play all of the things that we can. And draw... Well, we drew the defend first, which is terrible. Would have liked to draw more cards with that. Or have drawn more cards with that, I mean. And then I kind of don't feel like playing the block potion yet, because I think we're going to win this battle without having to use our potions. Which feels good. Why is the thing right above me? It's dealing 27 damage? Now that's worse. That's significantly worse. We might use that block potion now. I'm not sure, though. So, yeah, let's use the block potion. Drink the block potion. This is a good turn to use it, at least. And I wonder what the 3 wounds... Okay. Unplayable cards. We can play so many cards. I mean, I hope we draw Stomp with Pillage, because I want to do Bash, of course, to add the vulnerable before we play all of these cards. Let's play the Pillage. Do we have a defend in here? We do. So we're gonna stop our draw at defend, which is the next card, unfortunately. Alright, it seems that we may not have needed our block potion at the end of the day. Anger, Strike, Iron Wave, Stomp. We are almost winning. Excellent. So we used the block potion in this, but as we just saw, we honestly didn't need to. Epoch discovered. Okay. Alright, so Demon Form would be good in a big, long battle. The main problem with Demon Form is it would make Pillage so much worse in the smaller battles. And I really like Pillage being really nice. Primal Force is a skill, we can't play those. So Thrash. Deal 4 damage twice, exhaust a random attack card in your hand, and add its damage to this card. Ooh. I like it. Let's take it. Act 2, the Hive. Alright. We have a weird choice to begin with. Alright, let's see what that means. I don't know what this means. Hail the Melting Dragon. A puppet has arrived. Can you check on Father? I'm too tired. Okay, so we can gain additional... Oh, this is instead of getting a boss artifact. Okay, instead of getting a boss artifact, you get the artifact at the beginning of the next act. And by artifact, I mean relic. Neat. So, gain an additional energy at the start of your third turn and every turn after that. Remove 5 cards from your deck. After each combat, randomly add 1 back upgraded. I mean, the problem is I won't want them back if I remove them. The first time each combat you end your turn without playing cards, exhaust your hand to take an extra turn. I mean, I probably want Pale's Flesh, but Pale's Tooth seems pretty cool. It's just that it's basically a way to upgrade my strikes and defense, and we don't actually want the defense at all. We don't want to get them back. I think I'm going to take Pale's Flesh. Alright, so now we have to decide where we're going. So, again, I like going against elites, but we have to be careful and not go to elites early. If we go to these elites, then there's no fires between the elite and a couple of battles, which is a little bit dangerous. If we go to the right path here, there's a lot of fires. There's a shop, which we can get rid of another defend. The problem with going that path is it's just a whole lot of normal enemies before we get to the elite. And I really like this path more. Like, what if we go this way? Then we'll go up against that elite with a fireplace right after. And then we could choose... Let's go here. And then we get to choose whether we go to another elite or a fireplace and a shop, depending on how good we think our deck is going by that point. All right, let's do it. Funneler, you're attacking for 13. Well, actually, our deck does really well these days at dealing with that, because we've got Iron Wave, our Bird Swoop, Anger, Strike, Stomp, and we are gaining more than 13 block. Got 15 block, never playing a skill card. We're still getting our block. Unfortunately, I don't like that we drew both the defense, but I do like drawing Thrash with Strike after drawing Setup Strike. There we go. Oh, but I didn't understand that. Yeah, so it deals the damage and then it exhausts the card. That's what the card says. I should have played the strike. I would have won that turn. But now we've learned. Block is not removed at the start of Tunneler's turn. Stunned if all block is removed. Okay. If we draw one of those zeros with Pillage, we'll be very well off. Let's try it. So, Setup Strike, Pillage, and we drew like all of our zeros. We just win. Great. A Strength Potion, that's excellent. We'll probably want to save that for an elite or a boss. Rage is a skill, so we can't play it. And as much as I like my Setup Strike, I'm not going to take a non-upgraded one right now. I think our deck is doing well enough that we should not take an unupgraded version of that. Okay, most importantly is removing one of the curses in our deck, and by curse I mean defend. We do not defend. We could take a Strawberry to gain 7 HP. The whetstone would have been nice. We really don't want to add powers or skills to the deck. Uppercut. Uppercut is nice. It's kind of too expensive for what we're doing. So let's look at these. Add a random attack skill and power to your hand. So we could play 2 of those, and then we'd have a skill in our deck. Okay. Retain your hand for 2 turns. Apply 3 vulnerable. I want to take that. The problem with taking that is it seems like we're going to get more potions than we need. We'll use a potion at that elite, though, so let's get this one. Alright, proceed. I'm not used to having this much money in Slay the Spire, because I usually am playing at a higher ascension level than the bottom, but this is our first time. Also, we just got more potions. How sad. Alright, so foul potions deal 12 damage to everyone. Can be thrown at the merchant for 100 gold. Interesting. Or we get a random uncommon potion. Liquid bronze. Don't want it. Do I not want it? Yeah, I don't want it. Well, sadly. Let's try a different one. Okay, bullbug and another bullbug. Rock and egg. What do you have? If bullbug rock's attacks are fully blocked, it becomes stunned. I mean, we don't really do that, though. Not really. Can I defeat this one? Bash plus thrash plus strike? I mean, maybe. Yeah, actually, we defeat it with the thrash. Excellent. Oh, also we didn't have enough energy to do 3 cards there, so I'm glad we defeated it the way we did. So you are better if we can block, which we cannot do because we don't really play block cards. Not really. We still get some block. Oh, and you're at 1. How sad. Got him. So, 2 of those are skills, 1 of those is uppercut. I think uppercut is not for this deck. I like uppercut, but I'm thinking it's not this deck. Also, Battle Trance is back, and it's the same as it usually is. True Grit is back, same as it usually is. How about that? A lot of these cards are very familiar to me. We are fighting Infested Prism. So they have Vital Spark. The first time Infested Prism it takes attack damage each turn, the attacker gains energy. Ooh, I like it. You have 200 health though, which is real bad, and you're doing 22 damage, which is also real bad. This is an elite. Okay, it makes sense now. We don't really need this one. We could use a strength potion here. Let's use a strength potion at this elite. I think. Yeah. Let's use our strength potion. Get through the elite as fast as we can, more or less. We actually gain a fair amount of block, which is surprising, considering. So I just don't want Thrash to take Stomp. It might, though. Oh no, because we got the extra energy, we can actually play the Stomp first and still play the Thrash. Great. We do take a fair amount of damage this turn, though. We have our Pillage. Alright, I think we win this turn. We just have far too much benefit. And we get benefit from all this extra energy because of Pillage. Great. Duplicator. The next turn, or this turn, your next card is played an extra time. I guess that's a potion. That's a potion. Okay. It does not look like a potion to me. It looked like a relic. But the pair, we know the pair. So we could take another pillage. I really do like the pillage. I think the pillage is excellent. Especially if we can make more zero-cost things. Breakthrough Plus is pretty nice. I mean, Breakthrough Plus is pretty nice too. But I can't avoid the draw your entire deck pillage, right? So, we've got plenty of health. Let's smith something. What does smithing Thrash do? Just adds a little bit of damage. That's true for pillage as well. Stomp adds a bit of damage. I guess we just make one of these a little bit better. Or we do bash. Don't really tend to need the extra turns on bash, though, for vulnerability. Let's do the Thrash. That adds essentially 4 damage. Okay, and we still know our path so far. We'll make our decision soon. What do you do? Negates 2 debuffs. We don't do many debuffs, just vulnerable. And we can't quite kill you this turn, I don't think. The Bird Swoop does 22 damage. And then I'd rather play the Strike and the Thrash. And we're just barely didn't do the damage. How sad. Alright. Well, how sad. Should we use a fire potion to avoid that damage? I guess we should. It seems almost silly, but it did avoid a fair amount of damage to do 1 damage with a fire potion. Alright, we've got our pillages, and we don't have any defends in there. We don't really want to draw the strikes right now, so let's play the pillage before playing any strikes. This is the best chance to draw lots of zero costs. Alright. Now what do we want to do? We didn't draw any of our defense, because we only have... Oh, we also have dazed that we could have drawn, and we didn't draw those. We have 1 defend and a bunch of dazed. So next turn is going to be terrible. Let's make this turn as good as possible. If we play the Iron Wave, we don't take damage, or we don't take as much damage. We should play the Setup Strike. Setup Strike, Iron Wave, Anger, the Stomp, of course. Oh, could we have won that turn? I'm not sure, but we're not going to take a lot of damage. And we did draw a strike, so we win. An energy potion. All right. That's really nice when we draw our entire deck, basically. Whirlwind is probably not going to be great for us, and the other 2 are skills, which we do not play. Ooh, a moldy chest. It has a pantograph. Oh, that's so nice. Same as the first game, and it was an excellent relic to get in the first game. So I'm happy to see it again. I want to go to this shop just to remove my last defend. Is that worth avoiding an elite? I think it is, because we get to upgrade and remove the last defend. What do we want to upgrade? Probably the Stomp at this point. And then the shop, we want to remove our final skill from our deck. There we go. Now our pillage cards draw our entire deck. They're perfect for this challenge. Salvo we can't afford. We don't really want any of the things up there. The sword boomerang is not too bad. And we can't afford these, and we have a full set of potions already. And I like my potions that we have. So I guess that's all we're doing. In future shops we could buy more things, or we could just get rid of strikes. Not sure what I would like at this point. You are a Bullbug Silk. And the Tunneler, we know the Tunneler. So the Pillage draws my deck, which is quite nice. I guess we're going to ignore the Tunneler at first and just kill the Bullbug Silk. So the Setup Strike and a Pillage. And then we draw our deck. As much as we could hold, at least. So the Bird Swoop kills you. Although we do get a Stomp. The Stomp doesn't kill you, is the main problem. We're going to play the Anger here, probably. Or we could play the Anger against the Bullbug. I guess I'm going to play the Iron Wave against the Bullbug. And then we're going to play Stomp on both. In this way, we're going to block everything, because we've got our iron plating. Good first turn. We drew an Iron Wave when they weren't attacking. How unfortunate. I mean, it's still more damage than a strike, though. Oh, we're down to 3. Well, if we can get through all the block this turn, then we're fine. And we might be able to do that. Especially when we have a Pillage in our hand and we gain the extra energy. Yeah. In fact, we're going to draw our deck. Should we play the Bird Swoop first? I think so. Bird Swoop, setups. Actually, we don't need any of this. We can win with what we have in our hand. Right. We do a lot of damage. Rage would be great if it was not a skill. Spite. Spite is an attack that costs 0. It's a cool picture. I like the picture. Let's take an attack that costs 0. We probably won't get the benefit of the rest of the card, but an attack that costs 0 is excellent in the deck that we have. Ew. You're a creepy thing. Decimillipede? Ick. I like seeing Stomp here. I guess we mostly want to attack the right side. Oh, when you revive, if the other segments are intact. Okay, well, you're probably not going to survive very long, though, is the thing. Let's play the Bird Swoop so we draw more with Pillage. Then we draw Pillage. We have another Pillage that we could play, which is interesting because we could play kind of a lot. The Setup Strike we should do. How about to you? Actually, how about this one? And now we can play the Anger and the Stomp, and then draw more cards with another Pillage, and hopefully get another 0 cost. We'll definitely get Spite, if nothing else. So we play Stomp. I'm going to do the Anger here. Actually, we'll do the Pillage there. Anger does more damage. And then the Pillage. And then draw... We drew a Stomp again. Excellent. All right. And we win on the first turn. Awesome. First time seeing the enemy win on the first turn. I feel like the Fairy in the Bottle is not helpful because we want these potions more. So we're not going to take it. The Centennial Puzzle. Of course that's nice. Very nice. Battle Trance we would take if it was not a skill, but it's a skill so we can't take it. Ooh, another shop. Do we have enough to buy something useful? Probably not, is the thing. We could remove a strike, which would make our deck better. I think I do want to do that. Let's remove a strike. That'll mean that there's less cards in the deck that are not 0 cost. And that we don't care to play anyway. Well, we're at full health, and we heal, by the way, at the start of the boss combat. So let's smith. What does Spite do? Does more damage. More damage on a 0 cost card is excellent. Let's do it. And then you... What are you like? You're giving me status cards, and you are called the Insatiable. You only have 321 life, though. Although the status cards are terrible for my pillages. Let's play the Anger. And then a pillage. We really should have done this first, right? Yeah, let's do it now, though. Even though we didn't do it at the optimal time, let's still do it now. So I like the setup strike. Let's do that. Of course, the stomp. The spite. And then what I would like to do is another pillage. And it looks like it is an excellent choice. There we go. So bird swoop and spite. Great. So we haven't done half the health, but we've done almost half the health in the first turn. We could do more if we took an energy potion too. And because those 6 status cards are going to be bad, I'm incentivized. Let's do it. Energy potion. We can do more with pillage. We could also do a setup strike. Setup strike and pillage. Draw more 0 cost attacks. Do more damage. There we go. That's a good first turn. We'll end there. Frantic Escape. I don't like that some of those went in my draw pile. Alright, what do they do? Get further away. Increase Sandpit by 1. Sandpit. In 4 turns you will be eaten and die. Oh, okay. I don't care about the Sandpit. What are you talking about? It's not going to take me four turns to kill you. In fact, I kill you this turn. And an epic is discovered. Wonderful. All right. This challenge is going very well. Very well. Do we actually want one of those powers? Not the Pyre. I don't really want Crimson Mantle either. I don't think so. It seems cool, though. But I think we skip it. Because it's just so beneficial for our deck to have nothing but attacks. Okay. Oh, let's get our relic. Hello, Vaku, the first demon. Give yourself to me, and you will be feared as much as I. Vaku plays your first turn for you? That doesn't sound good. Remove 5 cards, add a folly. Ick. Start of combat, put a random power from your draw pile in your hand. It's free to play. Oh, now I wish we had taken one of the powers. The start of combat, put a random power from your draw pile into your hand. If you draw it during your first turn, that doesn't happen, right? Because start of combat happens before your first draw, I think. So I think this will be good. This means that we can add 1 power to our deck and get it on the first turn for free every time. Sounds amazing. Okay, how do we want to go through this act? There's basically a right side and a left side. The beginning of the act does not look very nice. So once we get to here, which path would we rather be on? I mean, I should probably start avoiding elites because we haven't really taken block cards that much. Although every elite battle that we've gone to so far has been just fine. We could end up going to this shop as the late shop to get something good, or we could just ignore our money. I think I'm going to ignore the money. I want to go this way. And then, so we're avoiding that first elite, and then we're going here. And then once we get here, we decide which path we're taking. Almost certainly we're going to go there. Yeah, let's just circle that one. We're going to go there. And then we don't know whether we're going to this elite or this normal enemy, depending on how we feel about our deck. Probably we'll go to the elite. If you know me, I like going to my elites. All right. Devoted Sculptor intends to give himself a buff. Well, I'm fine with that. Give yourself a buff. See if I care. See if you even have much of a turn to use it, for that matter. The Bird Swoop. The Stomp. Another Pillage. Then we draw more zero-cost cards. Excellent. We didn't quite defeat him on the first turn, but we got close. Ritual 9. Ooh. You would be very painful if I weren't going to kill you this turn. With my bird. Okay. Don't think we want those. The Whirlwind just doesn't seem to do much of anything for me when all of my attacks cost 0, basically. Or when I have so many zero-cost cards attacks, I should say. You don't have any skills that can be enchanted or powers. Right. So, choose an attack to enchant with Sharp 2. Increase damage on this card by 2. I mean, that sounds excellent. Top 3 ways to conquer the Spire. Let's do it. Sharp 2 on one of these. We play Stomp every time we draw it. And we're going to draw it a lot. The other thing that we could consider is putting it on Anger, because we draw multiple Angers in a battle. So do we want to do it across enemies, or do we want to do it so that we draw it more often? Let's do draw more often. Great. There's a price sticker on the back of the book. Okay. Ooh, a chest. Excellent. A meal ticket. That'd be great if we were heading toward a shop, which we are not. You are a shield. What does this say? Rampart. At the start of the player's turn, turret operator gains 25 block. And you're the turret operator. Okay, so you are giving him block. We want to defeat you first. Although you're the one that's dealing most of the damage. That's how it goes. Can we do 66 damage on the first turn? We can. We've done that multiple times. Let's do it. So, set up strike on you. Anger on you. And then we play Pillage. We draw all these cards. Let's see here. The Stomp is going to do 19, which means that's perfect. All right. And you thought you were blocking for that guy. What nonsense. Let's play Pillage again. Alright, we just win on the first turn. Excellent. Strength Potion. Wonderful. Nice to have that for the boss. Twin Strike is good, But I think I'm really heading towards 0-cost attacks more than 1-cost attacks. For filling out this deck the way that it works. What is this? Powers are afflicted with Galvanize. Takes 6 damage when this is played. So we don't want to play powers with him. We don't have any powers. So that doesn't bother us. Let's play our Pillage. There's the setup strike I wanted to play. Along with a Spite, a Stomp, and then another Pillage to draw some of those cards back. Spite, Anger, Stomp. We didn't take you out the first turn, but we got close. Oh no, we're frail. Don't think that's going to affect us. Wonderful. Goodbye. Colorless Potion. Probably not something we necessarily want, but it's better than an empty potion slot. Whenever you apply Vulnerable, draw 2 cards. That would be good if we applied Vulnerable more often. So even though it's a power that we could get in our first turn, it's not as good as I would like. I think we want Anger, just to have more 0-cost attacks in our deck. And we smith. We smith one of the pillages, because we always play a pillage. We got a Happy Flower. Excellent. We like Happy Flower. Works the same as it did the last game. And then Scroll of Biting. How about that? They're like the Book of Stabbing, but they're Scroll of Biting. We don't have a way to draw any of our cards on the first turn, which is upsetting. What does this do? Whenever a Scroll of Biting deals unblocked attack damage to you, you lose 2 max health. Ooh, that's painful. We don't want that to happen. We can probably take out 1, but I don't think we can take out 2. Yeah, I don't think we can take out 2 of them. This one is only going to hit us once, so we're going to lose 2 max health. That hurts, but I think that's what it's going to be, because I don't see a way around it. Because we can hit you pretty hard. Oh, wait a minute, we have Iron Wave in our hand. Haha, Iron Wave for the win. Great. Okay, how many are attacking me this turn? All of them. All of them. We do have the 2 pillages, though. So we can play a Bird Swoop. Bird Swoop here. We're going to play a pillage on you. There's the setup strike I was looking for. Setup strike. Now the stomp is great. And then we just need 2 more. There we go. Okay, that ended up being perfectly fine. Another duplicator. It's better than a colorless potion. Well, don't want those. Skip. And then smith another pillage. I mean, we play the pillages all the time, so why not? Fabricator. You're gonna summon monsters. I mean, will you survive to summon monsters? Is maybe a better question. Because I don't know if you're gonna survive to do that. We have another pillage. We did not draw the setup strike, which I would have liked to draw on at this. I would have liked to have drawn by this point. So we don't want to use bash because we want to use setup strike with the next pillage. So let's just play the 0-cost ones. We have 3 energy still. Excellent. Play the other pillage. There's our setup strike. Setup strike, the 0 costs, and then one of these, a strike. And we win on the first turn. Excellent. Flex Potion. Flex Potion is so much better than a duplicator. Discard that, get the Flex Potion. So we could take... The only one we could take here is Body Slam, and it would do almost nothing in our deck. Alright, great. Move on. So, Soul Nexus, 29 damage. I mean, it's not going to be so bad because we've got the Pantograph. So even if we take a little bit of damage in this one, we are going to go into the boss perfectly fine, I think. Should we use our Vulnerable Potion or our Strength Potion or save it for the boss? I think the answer is save it for the boss. That was a weak first turn. Or our first turns. Our typical first turns, as it were. But we have lots of cards here. We did draw Setup Strike, which I like. Let's play the Pillage. Draw a whole bunch of our 0 cost cards again. And then I think we win this turn. It looks like we do. Excellent. Alright, so we took 15 damage in that battle. Ooh, Shuriken. If there was something to make this deck better as a relic, Shuriken definitely does that. And I don't really want Howl from Beyond. At the start of your turn, plays from your exhaust pile. So if you exhaust it, it gets played. I think. That seems cool. But we don't exhaust cards in this deck. So, oh well. Oh, what are you? Owl Magistrate? Is this a normal enemy or an elite enemy? Could be either, honestly. Let's do Anger, Spite, Pillage, draw our deck. There's the Setup Strike I like to play. Stomp, Anger. I mean, I wish we had less strikes in our deck, basically. Play another Pillage. The Bird Swoop, Stomp, Anger, Anger, and then Iron Wave. We don't even need the block, so let's play Thrash. Wonderful. And we pretty easily win. I mean, we even drew a Pillage, so we could draw more cards. Chemokinesis? Wasn't that 18 damage in the first game? Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. This is Hemokinesis Plus, though. And I think that's worse than it was in the first game. I think. Either way, we're not taking it. Alright, Smith again. I mean, what do we smith? Are we smithing Bash? I mean, it is useful to play at some point. And let's go into the boss. I think we might win our first run, my first run ever in Slay the Spire II, without ever playing a skill card. I think I may have accomplished this challenge the first time ever. Let's see if we can finish it out. Of course, I'm just assuming Act 3 is where it ends. Malicious. Apply afflictions onto my cards. I don't like that. And you're a minion. We probably want to take out the minion first. Let's play a couple of Angers. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's gain some strength. And I wouldn't mind using the Flex Potion on the first turn, because we're going to have a wonderful first turn. Because we drew Pillage. So let's get this first turn off to a great start. Pillage. There's our other Pillage. We can do the Setup Strike. Let's do Setup Strike. I would like to play Bash sooner than later, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Stomp, of course. Bird Swoop. Fight. And then Pillage on you. And do we draw? We drew Stomp again. So Stomp doesn't quite take you out. Oh, it will once we play another attack. So we play Spite on you, and then Stomp takes you out. Alright, great. Minion down. Alright, what's wrong with the decks? Only one bound card can be played each turn. Cards are unbound at the end of the turn. So 3 of these cards are bound. Okay, well, let's play Bird Swoop as our bound attack. And then Anger. And be kind of sad that's all that we can play. But we didn't take any damage. Oh gosh, alright. You hit me pretty hard there. This is a great time to play Bash. So let's play Bash. Don't know what we're going to duplicate, by the way. Haven't really figured that out yet. Anger and Strike. This turn we are going to take damage. And then we drew all those cards. Great, we've got Pillage in our hand. We can only play one of the bound cards. I guess we're going to play Anger as the bound card. Anger as bound, and then Anger, Swoop, Spite, Pillage. We drew another Pillage. Excellent. We also have Setup Strike. Setup Strike. Anger, Stomp, Pillage. And I think we win. Alright. Was that the final boss? Or do we have more to play? So the Archdemon's Thrall has arrived. I will threaten you. And proceed. Yeah, alright. We just won our first run. Excellent. Excellent. Alright. So, first run down. We beat the first run I've ever played in Slay the Spire II without ever playing a skill card from my hand. We'd never played a skill card or a power card. And there we go. We won the first time. Excellent. We unlocked... So we keep unlocking epochs. I don't know what the epochs are. We discovered 5 epochs this run. I don't know what that means. We discovered 29 enemies. 3 new relics? Wait a minute. 3 new relics? I guess those are the 3... Those are 3 relics that were not already in the compendium. And we discovered 59 new cards. Great. In the timeline, reveal epochs to unlock cards, relics, and much more. Let's see what that means. So, play a single run. Oh, Niao. We got the Niao epoch. Mother of Resurrection Niao awakened from her slumber. Rise, champion, again, again. Niao will now greet you at the start of each run, just like the first game. Excellent. The Great Whale is here. 5 epochs are waiting to be revealed. How about that? What's this one? Magnum Opus. I wanted to see what caused us to get it, too. A Void of Nothingness. So it turned about that which tells stories. Along this journey lay a planet named Prion, a mere speck in the universe. They say a great story about the Spire took place there. Okay. Cards unlocked. Okay, these are all colorless cards. Wait a minute, every 10 cards you get an energy. It's gray. I guess that's gray because it could be for any character. I guess. Okay. when we click on them, beat Act 3 with the Ironclad. Okay, the Pact. For centuries, war raged between the Ironclads and the Valley Guard. What do we get? Potions unlocked. Blood Potion, Soldier's Stew. All cards gaining strike gain 1 replay. Oh, cool. Exhaust any number of cards in our hand. Nice. The Ironclad's rage cannot be tamed. Ascension difficulties can be activated when starting a run. Huzzah. Devastation. Beat Act 2 with the Ironclad. The Ironclad's strength surges. What does this give us? Relics. The Paper Frog, the Red Skull, which appear to be the same. And what's a Ruined Helmet? First time you gain strength, double the amount gained. Ooh, I like it. How about this one? Beat Act 1 with the Ironclad. A warrior from a faraway land entered the spire. All who prevent his ascent shall perish. Following cards. Ooh, Molten Fist. Double the enemy's vulnerable. That's interesting, but probably not great, honestly. Cruelty is nice. And gain strength for each vulnerable on the enemy. Okay, so Molten Fist and Dominate work really well together. And then, what's this one? Play a run with the Ironclad. Okay. What are the other ones? Play a single run. Beat Ascension 1 with the Ironclad. Kill all 3 Overgrowth bosses. Okay. Fog rolls in. The Silent. News of the Spire's reopening made its way to the Silent. She ferries a boat to the capital. Alright. The Silent sneaks past the gatewards with ease and enters the Spire once more. Oh, and we learned about many more things to do. We unlocked this by accumulating some amount of score. Okay, cool. Let's do another run. So, of course, we're going to do the Silent this time. The real question is what challenge we do. And for that, I'm going to have to figure that out. What challenge are we going to do with the Silent? So the Silent doesn't have a way to beat the first enemy without playing attacks, so we can't do that. We can't do a no attack run. Which is one of my favorites to do. Let me look at my ideas. We could try to do this with like basically a common sense run where we don't play any rare cards or uncommon cards. Let's try that. So let's change this. The challenge rules are going to be common sense. We play only basic and common cards. There we go. So that's our new challenge for the Silent. We're going to do a run without playing any uncommons or rares. Let's see if we can do it. First time is the Silent. I've remade you. Go up. Mother of Resurrection exiled. Ooh, interesting. Gain 1 card reward and procure a random potion. Choose colorless cards to add to your deck. Transform one of your strikes and one of your defends. Lose 10 max HP. I mean, the Leafy Poultice is really good is the thing. It's just that we can't do a transform because it might give us a non-common card. So we can't actually choose that one. And then I don't think there are common cards and colorless cards. At least there weren't in the first Slay the Spire. So we choose Lost Coffer. You get a skill potion, and all of these are common, which is nice. And Blade Dance, along with Cloak and Dagger. Both are options. Ooh, Deflect too. I mean, I recognize all of these cards, and I like playing all of them in the same deck even. Let's play Blade Dance. Great. Act 1, Overgrowth. Now, we're right there. That's why the little dagger is there, I guess. It's our character marker. I want to go against at least one elite. Ooh, we can go against multiple elites if we go this way. I like that. That means we could go to two early shops. That seems almost pointless, but it could be valuable depending on what the shops have. I want to go this way, though. Probably. If we're going that way, that's kind of the same as this way. Let's do that. And then we can go to this shop. And through here. All right, that's where I want to go through the act. Just entirely the left side was the choice. Let's go. Fuzzy Worm Crawler. Neat. We can play Defends now. How about that? We've unlocked the ability to play Defends. Also, Survivor and Neutralize, exactly the same as Slay the Spire I for the Silent starting deck. Good to know. That also means we have too many cards. I don't like that we start with extra strikes and defense. Great. And then neutralize, strike, strike, strike. You have 7 strength. How interesting. I guess we're going to play Survivor and Defend to avoid that. And then we just need to draw 2 strikes and we win. 2 strikes and we win. Fire Potion, I like it. Also, I forgot that we started with the Skill Potion, but we have that. Dagger Throw, one of my favorites. All of these are the same as the original game, and they're all common cards too. Do we want Piercing Wail? It was really good in Slay the Spire. Is it good in Slay the Spire II? Probably. For right now, I want more damage though, so we're going to take Dagger Throw. The Nibbit. So we could defend, defend, defend if we wanted to take no damage here. I guess there's no reason not to. It's not like you're gaining attack or strike or strength or anything. And then here's Dagger Throw. That's excellent. And let's get rid of a strike. Neutralize, strike, and defend. You are buffing yourself. That's a great time to attack you. Don't play the defend, play the strikes. Alright, and we win with a strike and a neutralize. Wonderful. Finisher is kind of nice. I like Anticipate as a card. Oh, we can't take Finisher because it's uncommon. So we can't take Finisher. We could take Prepared. It's the same card as it usually is, and it has the same upgrade. I tend to like Prepared. It's better if there's some discard thing with the Silent, and we haven't seen a card that benefits from discarding yet. But we probably will. I'm going to take the Prepared anticipating that we will. Room full of cheese. All right. The furniture is also cheese. Suddenly the door behind you slams shut. It is made of cheese. At the end of combat, gain 1 max HP. Ooh. That's nice. Or we could choose random common cards to add to our deck. You know, even though we're doing a common sense challenge, I still think the chosen cheese is better, especially on floor 4, right? We're going to get a lot out of that. At the end of combat, it's only combats though, so if we go to non-combat rooms, it doesn't do anything. I don't really like my hand. We could take this guy out. It's just that now we have 2 energy that does nothing. So we have prepared to draw some cards. Dagger throw plus a strike takes you out. Also, we drew something better than a strike. I'm going to play prepared, see what we get. We could just discard what we get. We did. Okay, so Blade Dance plus Defend. We're going to take a little bit of damage here. 6 damage. Ouch. And then next turn we almost surely win. We do. Okay. Add a card to my deck. So we can't take the Precise Cut because it's uncommon. We could take Cloak and Dagger, which is nice. We could take Dodge and Roll. I'll take Cloak and Dagger. Ooh, okay. So choose an attack to enchant with Sharp, or Nibble 2. Choose a skill with Nibble. I mean, probably we want that on the attack. But we can't add it to, like, Blade Dance. I wonder if we added it to Blade Dance, it makes Blade Dance give us 2 block as well? Probably. We could even add it to Prepared to give us block when we play Prepared, which is kind of neat, right? I want the damage though. It's just that we don't have a great thing to attach the damage to. I'm just going to attach it to Neutralize, because 0 cost cards with extra damage are nice. Do we want to stop by the shop? Probably. I want to remove cards if nothing else. Let's do it. So, we have enough to do... We actually are 1 short of taking both of these, which is so sad. There's a Poison Stab. There is a Flex Potion, which is nice. Blessing of the Forge, which is not bad. Upgrade all cards in hand for the rest of combat, just like normal. Let's remove a card. So the card I most want to remove is probably an attack. A strike, as it were. And then we can't take Noxious Fumes, even though I would love to. Tactician is pretty different. If this card is discarded from your hand before the end of turn, play it for free. Right, okay. So you can play Tactician, though. It's not unplayable. It just costs 3 to play. It's interesting. It would be nice to get it, but it is uncommon. Oh, Noxious Fumes is also uncommon. I should be careful to not take uncommon cards. Let's do the Blade Dance. Couple of Blade Dances. Seems like a good thing. Okay, I want some more combat. Hope we get them in here. Ooh, the egg. I liked the egg. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, let's take the egg. I liked it the first time. We have to use one of our rest sites to use it, but still, it was very good the first time. Peck is a green-colored card. All right. A bird, a snake, and a Taurus. Enchant a card with Slither. Oh, that's so neat, and it's not for this deck at all. Yeah. But that would be very cool. And then we could get Tauric Toughness. So I don't know whether to call these common cards or not, right? In fact, maybe I shouldn't have taken the egg. I'm not going to take that. We have to choose one of them. All right, let's choose Peck. Transform a card into Peck. This strike is going to become a Peck. So, like, what rarity is that card? It doesn't have the right thing. And actually, this one doesn't have the right thing either. So I think all we did was actually add cards that we can't play to our deck. Whoops. That's what happens when I'm not thinking about my challenge enough. A pair. All right, we'll have lots of max HP. We'll just have cards we can't play. So you intend to summon monsters. That's not good for us. We don't like that. You only have 6 health. When it dies, it revives next turn at full health. Oh, okay, I see. Let's play Blade Dance. And I guess we do the dagger throw on you. And we discard Prepared. Because we probably want to play this defend so we don't take more damage. I want to play the Blade Dance, of course, but I think we should play the defend. So we can't play Peck because we've determined that it's not common. So we have a terrible hand. And I've made my deck so much worse by putting those in it. Blade Dance. I probably want to kill you again. I wish we got prepared when we had a card that we couldn't play in our hand. Let's see here. Defeat you. Deal some damage there. Yeah. Alright. This is not going well. I'm going to start focusing on, like, just trying to focus you down at this point. Because it looks like we're close enough to focus you down. And just accept all of these status cards. Strike, strike, neutralize, and then we take a bunch of damage, or we could play one of these. I'm going to get a skill potion. So, we can't play any of those. They were not common. Alright, well, that was sad. We can't play that one, so we play Prepared. Yeah, we're not doing so hot. Our deck is Our deck is terrible. Okay, so now that we have kind of a bad deck, what do we do? We could take another Cloak and Dagger, or skip it. I'm going to take another Cloak and Dagger. One of the things to do with a bad deck is just fill it with more cards. Alright, we're not going to hatch you because we get a card that we can't play if we hatch you, which is pointless to do. I could use health, technically, but I really want a smith. Maybe the neutralize, because that 2 weak might help me a lot. I really do need generally more damage, though. Bygone Effigy. Oh, it's just like the broken head. Nice. I like it. It's an early broken head. We don't do enough damage for this. We really don't. For an early broken head. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger. I mean, that was a fair amount of damage. Your journey ends here. So we can play the neutralize. Actually, let's play Blade Dance first so we get that slow effect. And then we'll also play the defend so we increase the slow. And then we play all these cards. The lowest attack first. Okay. You know, we're doing okay. We're not doing amazing, though. Shall we begin, he says. I don't want to begin. I think beginning is bad for me. Let's play Dagger Throw first. Yeah, let's play Dagger Throw first. Discard the Peck that we can't play. Let's play Prepared. So we got a Survivor. The problem, of course, is that we need to deal damage to our enemy. So I think I'm going to split the difference and play a Survivor and a Strike to do some damage but also block some. Yeah, we just need to do damage, don't we? Well, in that case, what we're going to do is Cloak and Dagger, defend. We could draw cards if we wanted to with our Swift Potion. Let's play these. We need to do 33 more damage. I'm expecting to spend this Fire Potion here. Let's just hope we can get him down to 20 next turn. Not this turn, but we can block most of what he's putting out. So we're still kind of okay. And this turn we can win with the Fire Potion. I don't think we can win without the Fire Potion. Can we win without the Fire Potion? No, we can't. Alright, let's play the Fire Potion. Knocked off his head. Excellent. We got a Blessing of the Forge, which is nice. We got a Horned Cleat, which is nice. Same as the first game. We can't get either of those. We could get Ricochet. If this card is discarded from your hand, play it for free. All right, we want that. I'm glad we found a common card that has a discard effect. What in the world are you? A Cubex construct. So, strike, Blade Dance, and then Shiv, Shiv, Shiv. And then you're attacking me, but I already have 14 block. So we don't care that you're attacking me. Strike, Cloak and Dagger, Survivor to play Ricochet. I see Neutralize, Blade Dance, and a Dagger Throw, which finishes the battle. Attack Potion. Wonderful. I'm going to use those potions. Backflip or Deflect? See, the backflip is pretty nice. It helps with Ricochet and Prepared already. So let's take backflip. Okay, we're going to have to use potions this time, because you're going to be terrible for me. I know that you will be. I already want to play backflip because of Prepared. I guess there's no reason not to play backflip. But let's play the Blade Dance first, so we get all the shivs. Backflip. We did not draw the one thing I wanted to draw, which was not that either. Alright, no reason to do anything but strike. Remember that we've got Blessing of the Forge and an attack potion. We might use the attack potion sometime. Probably when we defeat the first side of this. Start with the Dagger Throw. Ooh, I like Neutralize there. Neutralize means that we don't need to play a Defend, although we will because we've got Cloak and Dagger. So there's the Ricochet, which we can play. We can even play it with Prepared, for that matter. And then Blade Dance, we can do a Shiv, Shiv, and then we see those guys. Let's do the attack potion now. Oh, they're all uncommon and rare. We have to skip them. Oh, how sad. That's not good for us. It's not good at all. We could draw 3 cards. We should probably draw 3 cards. Okay. You know, drawing 3 cards does something. Although I know we've got those things that deal me damage in my deck. The infections? Yeah. We can discard them, though. So we want to hit the guys that are upgrading themselves the most. Discard that. The Neutralize would be nice to play. Doesn't matter. Actually, it does kind of matter that we play it on you this turn. A little bit. Because then we can defend everything this turn. Okay, we have too many infections. Too many infections, as it were. That is bearing out true right now. Defend, defend, strike. And then we take a bunch of damage. But we're not dead yet. And we're not likely to die this turn either. Playing backflip seems almost dangerous, but I'm still going to do it. How about that? It worked out pretty well. So, Shiv here. Because we're already defending this turn, we probably want the Neutralize to go on you. Unless we just want to take this guy out faster. But I think I want you neutralized. Because you're upgrading yourself. Please, not too many infections. Alright. We didn't get too many infections, I guess. Dagger Throw, get rid of an infection. Strike. Survivor, get rid of an infection. Alright. No damage. Ho ho ho. Luckily we got Ricochet. Otherwise that would be a lot of damage that turn. Alright. We got a duplicator, we got a strike dummy. I mean, we don't have many cards that have strike in their name. No, just the 3 strikes that we have. Okay, fine. We could take Cloak and Dagger yet again. I mean, if it was upgraded, I would definitely want it, but it's not upgraded, and that makes me kind of not want it. Okay, let's skip. And we need to rest. Let's see if we can beat the first boss. I'm not confident that we will. But let's see if we do. Ceremonial Beast. Let's start with a backflip because we didn't draw much of what we wanted. We can play a prepared to see what else we can get. There's a blade dance. And a dagger throw. Dagger throw first. Great. We also got a neutralize, which is great for next turn. And shiv, shiv, shiv. I'm not really sure what we're going to duplicate. And I probably should have already used the Blessing of the Forge, honestly. Plow. What does that do? The first time Ceremonial Beast's HP reaches 150 or below, it becomes stunned and loses all its strength. Okay. That's actually helping me, not hurting me, because you haven't gained any strength. Okay. Fine. I'll take it. And we already have the block that we need this turn, so we just do a bunch of damage. Is Ricochet better than playing Strike 2 strikes? I guess, technically, yes. Let's use the Blessing of the Forge now, though. Blessing of the Forge. Oh, wait a minute. The strikes are better because of Strike Dummy. I forgot about that. I was considering them normal strikes, which is completely wrong to consider. So Ricochet would cost 2 and it would deal 15 damage, or we can play 2 strikes for 24 damage. Okay, you got yourself 2 strength. Let's start with a backflip. And then Cloak and Dagger. Shiv. Cloak and Dagger. Shiv. We're taking 3 damage. And he's gaining strength every turn, so we need to knock him down to 150. Can we knock him down to 150 this turn? We'd have to do 27. That's not likely. But we should at least play the strike. And then I want to play the dagger throw, but that's not good unless we draw Ricochet. But next turn, we'll draw Prepared, and we can play Ricochet. So let's just not take damage this turn. Or not take as much damage this turn, I should say. Alright, so Prepared is excellent. We play Prepared. We play Ricochet. And you lost your strength, and you are dazed. Neutralize for next turn. Defend doesn't do anything, so we don't play it. And then you're going to apply a debuff to me. Okay, I'm going to apply a debuff to you too. So what is this? Ringing. You can only play 1 card this turn. Well, that's awful. I did not build a deck that plays only 1 card per turn. I guess we get block then. We're not going to do a lot. We're going to get block. And then you're doing your same old thing, it looks like. So discard normal defend, play prepared to see what else we get. Okay, and then do we play a strike? Probably. Take the 4 damage. We need to do 92 before too much happens. We do have another neutralize, which is nice. Neutralize Ricochet. We still need to do 71 damage. I perhaps should have duplicated Ricochet, but I'm not sure that I should have done that. Okay, 1 card this turn. I mean, as much as I want to play Strike, it should probably be something that gives me block. Probably. I'm going to play the Strike, though, because I think ending this battle as soon as we can might be the way that we win this battle. So, 20 attack, you say? That sounds awful. Let's neutralize some of that. Backflip, of course. We can Survivor to discard this. Survivor, discard this. And then Dagger Throw or Strike. Let's play the Strike. It's a Strike plus anyway. Alright, great. You're doing the ringing again. I mean, the ringing is going to be awful next turn, which probably means we need to do something this turn right now. So, Duplicator, the Strike, and then next turn we should be able to win, even playing only 1 card. Ricochet wins. Huzzah. Alright, just barely won that one, but we did win the first act with only playing basic and common cards, even though we have cards in our deck that are not basic and common. Also, we skipped that because those weren't basic or common cards. Okay, what can Tetskatara do for you? Ooh, what does this do? Eternal cannot be removed or transformed from your deck, but it costs 0 to play the strikes. I mean, that's kind of nice, since the strikes do more damage, and they would cost 0. Add a Bright Flame, Brightest Flame, lose 1 max health. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not amazing. 4 Wax Relics. Every 3 combats, your leftmost Wax Relic will melt away. So, Toy Box is if you're not doing many more combats, which is not true right now. So let's do the Nutritious Soup. Our strikes are better and they are free. Free to play. I like it. Now, where are we going? I want to go to many shops. That probably means we go on the right side where we have no options. Maybe. But there is kind of an early elite there, and we could die from it. But we would get to go to 2 shops. Like, 1 shop, 2 shop. And the only way we can do 2 shops is if we go to the right side. And I think we really need to remove cards from our deck. So let's do it. So Prepared can play Ricochet, which is excellent. Prepared Ricochet. We really want to defend against you, which we can with defend, Cloak and Dagger. It's kind of sad to just do that, but it does defend against you, which is kind of important. And then Strike. What do you do anyway? You just do a little bit of attack? I kind of want to knock you out first, because this one is going to be easy to block each turn, probably. you upgrade yourself. Got it. Backflip? Actually, let's start with dagger throw. Yeah, so we definitely want to backflip. Backflip. We drew a couple of strikes, which is excellent. And neutralize, shiv, strike. Excellent. We need more backflips. So, cloak and dagger. Plus a defend blocks for everything. And then we just win. Right. We just win. Another dagger throw that is upgraded. I will take it. A doll room. All right. Each are unique, their expressions ranging from joy to sorrow. You must choose one and leave immediately. Obtain a random doll relic. We don't know what they do. Choose one, or choose one of 3. I think let's take some time. It's better than getting a random one. And I don't think I want to lose an extra 10 health to get one additional choice. So, let's take some time. Whenever you play an attack, gain 1 block. That sounds great. The start of your turn, deal damage equal to the turn number to all enemies. We probably don't want that one. Let's do Daughter of the Wind. Excellent. You should be happy I chose you, the doll proclaims triumphantly. You did choose me. I feel chosen. The Thieving Hopper. That's a lot of damage coming in that I cannot block. Do not like that. What is this 5? Tries to escape the combat after 5 turns. I mean, I don't think you're going to last that long. I guess we do Blade Dance, defend. Because the Blade Dance also defends for 3 because of our doll relic. What does the soup relic do? Oh, right. We got the strikes are better from those 2. Okay. Block most of it. And then you've swiped Blade Dance. Upon killing this enemy, the stolen card is returned. Oh, but if you don't kill him in time, then he leaves with your card. Oh, very interesting. That's a very interesting enemy. And depending on what card you chose, you might not actually want to kill him. Now that's super interesting as a fight. We will not have trouble killing him in that many turns, though. Oh, unless he gets additional things. Well, I don't like that you got that. Let's play Dagger Throw. There's no reason not to discard Defend, because we can't play everything. And therefore, we could play Prepared. Excellent. And then we can play the rest of our hand at this point. Neutralize, Cloak and Dagger, and then Shiv, and then Survivor. Okay. We need to kill him very soon, but we drew 2 strikes, so we probably win very soon. Got him. Thief. Take your stolen card back. Yes, please. Oh, you get to choose whether you take it back, too. So if you win, you can choose not to take your card back. How interesting. So, of course I want Predator, but we can't play Predator. I like Dagger Spray. What does this say? Whenever you play an attack. So it doesn't matter how many things you attacked. Just 1 block per attack played. Do we want Dagger Spray? Probably. but maybe not. Let's choose not. And then this shop is very important. Because let's remove one of the cards that we put in our deck. Also, what's this? Upon pickup, enchant up to 3 cards with Adroit. Adroit is gain 3 block when you play them. Oh, alright. That's pretty nice. Gain 20 additional gold from the bowler hat. Or Blood Vial, which does what we have always known. It's very good. Could get another Blade Dance. 3 cards with Adroit. I mean, that seems so nice. We're gonna remove the egg. Actually, let's remove the peck, because we're more likely to accidentally play the peck than we are to accidentally hatch the egg. See, Deadly Poison is good for bosses, and we're not very good against bosses right now. But I kind of really want to do this one. Can you enchant a card multiple times? Like, can we enchant the strikes with the same thing? I think this is good for science. We cannot enchant the strikes because the strikes have already been enchanted. Good to know. So, which ones do we want to do? This dagger throw. We always want to play that one. The blade dances we usually want to play. The prepared, I really want to upgrade. Let's put one on the prepared, and let's put one on a blade dance. Okay. Gain 3 block when we play those cards. I like that. We ran out of money because we used our money. That shop is pretty late, but I don't know how much money we're going to get before we get there. If we get there. Okay, I see prepared. Prepared with Ricochet. Excellent. Prepared with Ricochet. Okay, it mainly went for the center one. Let's therefore hit the center one more. Now, granted, it revives in 2 turns. But still, we just want to have it have less damage coming in. Right. Blade Dance we definitely play. And let's hit you. And then Survivor, of course, we play. And then Defend. Alright, that turn kind of played itself one bit after the other. We are weakened. I don't like being weakened. And I don't like that you gain strength. So where do we start? I kind of want to start with backflip. Let's start there. Backflip. Dagger throw is excellent right now. Let's get rid of a defend. This blade dance is not as good as the other blade dance, but it still gives me 3 block by just playing the cards. So it's still good. So we play blade dance. Right. They don't do as much damage. So we do a shiv here and a strike here. So we're not taking that damage this turn. Both of you, like, you're gaining strength, you already have strength. Let's start knocking you down. I realize we're going to have trouble when you know, the middle section comes back, but we can make it so that we're not taking damage every turn. That'll be a big step. So, neutralize you. Cloak and dagger, defend. Okay. At some point, we're going to have to get them all down pretty far. At some point. Player backflip. I don't like that we are constantly weakened. That really hurts our chances in this battle. The strike is going to go here. Survivor and dagger throw, or survivor and defend? The dagger throw is likely to give me something good based on what we see there. So let's play the dagger throw. It did not give me something good. How sad. All right, we're taking damage this turn. So this is a good turn. Let's start with dagger throw. Dagger throw over here. Discard ricochet. Doesn't do much damage, but it does do some. It unfortunately didn't defeat that one, which I think I wanted it to, because it has 4 strength. I'd like to get rid of that strength. I mean, the strikes are probably better played than the defend. Probably. Because we need to end this battle. So we use a strike there. We use strike here and here. And we take damage. So we've got to knock the left one down significantly. That's our next step. Knock you down significantly. Discard the one that we can't play. Cloak and dagger. We could hit you just to get rid of your strength and not take damage right now. I realize that you're just going to come back. Start with backflip. Backflip. Wow. what a terrible choice of cards. All right. We're knocking you down now because you've got the strength. So at this point we're kind of at the point where we want to knock them all down. Let's see what we can do. And I want to knock this one out first, perhaps. So we're going to do that. And we surely want to do neutralize on this one. Cloak and dagger. All right, we could knock that one out. But then what? We can't kill the other ones fast enough. So maybe we don't knock that one out and we just take more damage and start putting the rest of them down pretty low. It's just my health is going away. I do not like that. So let's play a dagger throw. Discard a defend. Play a prepared. Discard a defend. Play a neutralize on you. And then I think we've got to do damage to this one and take more damage. In order to just end this fight, we need to take them all out at the same time at some point. So now I think that we could start taking some out, perhaps. Especially if we draw a ricochet. Let's play a backflip. See if we draw a ricochet. We do. Excellent. So ricochet, start knocking them out. Excellent. Good job, ricochet. Oh man, we survived the battle, but we did not do well. Bag of Preparation is excellent. I like it. Along with Ring of the Snake. We can't play any of those, so we skip them. And move on. Alright. So that elite was pretty difficult for us. You've got to curl up the first turn. Okay. I guess we play prepared. There's no reason not to play the strikes, even though we play the blade dance because we gain block with that too. And we've gone through the curl up. Okay, well, we went through the curl up. How about that? Honestly, that's a good amount of damage. I like it. We have Frail for 2 turns. It doesn't bother me if you're not attacking us. Let's do the backflip first. Hoo-hoo. Dagger throw with Ricochet. We need to upgrade our Ricochet. We played a lot. I have a great many things I'd like to upgrade in this deck, but Ricochet is one of them. You basically just curled up. Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's do Dagger Throw. Backflip. Prepared. So does the prepared get less block? It did. Okay. I wasn't sure because it doesn't say... Well, it does say gain the block on the card. So yeah, I guess it is affected by Frail. We did not get something to play Ricochet automatically. Which means we probably don't play it, because we'd rather block. Actually, we'll block fully if we play Ricochet. Alright, great. So, Dagger Throw, see what else we get. We get another Dagger Throw. Excellent. Play another Dagger Throw, and we win. We can't get Tactician as much as we'd like it. I don't really want another Dagger Throw right now. Not unupgraded, at least. And, you know, we probably want to rest. Probably. Let's rest. Took a lot of damage. And we do have a very high max health, so the rest does a lot. Oh, Whetstone. I'm glad it did not upgrade Peck. Oh, we don't have Peck in the deck anymore. Great. Another reason why getting Peck out of the deck was helpful. What do you do? Reduce all damage taken and HP lost by exoskeleton. Wait a minute. What does that mean? Reduce all damage taken and HP lost by exoskeleton to 9. By exoskeleton? Does that mean that... I don't know what that means. Let's hit it once and see what happens. I'm going to hit this one, though, just in case. What? It took the full damage. What does this mean? Reduce all damage taken and HP lost by exoskeleton to 9. I don't know what that means. In any event, I don't know what it means, so we're not going to do anything with it. I do want to play Backflip, but we should play Blade Dance first. I should probably have attacked that one, but I wanted to see if this damage number changed. Backflip. There's Ricochet, which we can play with Survivor, so I shall. And then I guess we neutralize you and strike you. I don't know what this exoskeleton does. Reduce all damage taken and HP lost by exoskeleton to 9. don't know what that does, because we are doing our full damage to it. Yep, no idea what these creatures are actually supposed to do. Because it doesn't seem like they're doing it. We did not draw much of anything in terms of attacks. Ooh, except Ricochet. Let's go. And then we just barely don't win this turn. I feel like this was supposed to be a more difficult battle, and I never figured out why. So we could get Anticipate Plus to get a lot more block some particular turn. It's kind of nice. I'm going to take it. It's a zero-cost skill that will allow our other skills to do much more. And we do tend to have a big hand. Add Exterminate to your deck. We can't do that. Add Squash to your deck. We can't do that either. These are not common cards, man. You're just adding worse things to my deck. Alright, well, we'll take Exterminate, and we'll never play it. How sad. We don't want to add Enlightenment to our deck either. Alright, Emotional Awareness. Pay 125 gold, remove a card from our deck. We want that. And we get to remove Exterminate from the deck because it's not a common card, so we can't play it. Alright, the Teeny Weeny Spider begins a Hypnotic Dance. Alright, those two basically, I mean, they didn't cancel each other out. They basically took away 125 of my gold. That's basically what happened between those two. And now we don't really want to go to the shop, which is also kind of sad. Seems like we could start this one with a strike, and then with Blade Dance, if we have enough space in our hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just enough. And then I want to do Backflip so that we could draw more of our strikes, or the thing that Dagger Throw would work with, whatever that's called. What is that called? That is called Ricochet. Ooh, Parafright. So this is one of the ones that if we kill it, it comes back. I don't like that. We will certainly play Anticipate. And that makes you gain more block as well. I guess let's get rid of the Defend, because we don't need that much block. And then, do we even bother with you? I guess not this turn, because we already blocked fully. Ho-ho, there's the Ricochet to defend, or to discard, I mean. All went toward you, which is where I wanted it to go. Okay, great. That turn was excellent. So as long as we can block for 16 every turn, then we don't really care about targeting you. So I won't. I'll target this one. Great. The Obscura, only 25 health left. You did give strength to it, which is unfortunate. Play the Anticipate and Prepared. Do we discard the Strike because it's just not enough? Because we're going to gain 8 block here. These would each give us 10, so that would be 20, and it still would not be enough. So if we discard the Strike, we can defend fully this turn, and then hope for a better turn for dealing you damage. Okay, probably a better turn for dealing you damage. We do a strike, we do a neutralize, we do a dagger throw, and we win. Ooh, a regen potion. I mean, it's nice. We haven't had many potions. Piercing Wail is a thing that we could definitely take. Let's take it. And then we don't care to go to a shop with only 20 gold, so let's just clean up that and go to a normal enemy. A Spiny Toad. Well, so far I don't know what you do, but you only have 117 health, which seems like something we can take out pretty quickly. We need to get rid of some of these defends. Okay. Decent first turn. Let's see what the next turn does. Thorns. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. Deals 5 damage back. Ick. Ick. That's not good for my deck. You give me 3 block, but you also give me 3 attacks. We should play the regen potion. This seems like it will be a long battle, and we're gonna take damage. I'm gonna play the dagger throw. We drew a defend, which means overall from playing that dagger throw, we gained block. I'm gonna take 3 damage this turn. Thorns wears off. Oh, it was just for the 1 turn. Okay. That's much easier to deal with. Anticipate, backflip. Ooh, I should not have played backflip instead we played these. Sadly. Sadly, I did that out of order. Oh well, we still do well. Alright, so next turn is probably going to be... Well, no, he's probably going to prepare Thorns next turn. So we should lay into him this turn, which we kind of can't do that much. Okay, never mind. We can win. Do we want these? I think the answer is still no. If it was upgraded, I would take it. But the answer is still no. And then we at least don't need to heal this time. Let's smith. There's so many things I want to upgrade. What if we upgrade Ricochet? Ricochet was already upgraded. Right. I guess let's upgrade Prepared, because drawing 2 cards and discarding 2 cards is so much better. Okay, I don't know that we're going to win against the boss. We don't have any potions. So we're going to need to do it with just our own strength right here. We can at least start off strong. Neutralize, dagger throw into a ricochet. Play the backflip, get through my deck a little bit faster. And then the blade dance is good, we just need to make room. Okay, you know, we did 40 damage. It's a start. It's not a good start. Make your choice. At the end of your turn, take 6 damage or draw 1 fewer card. Probably Disintegration is better. It's just 6 more damage to block each turn. Okay, Prepared. We can discard the defends if we want, which we will. And just hit with the strikes. Okay. So that's not so bad. Still doing just fine. 8 times 3. That's a lot of attack right there. So we should play as much of the block as we can, which, you know, we can do so much, but then it stops. and we take some damage. Took essentially 9 damage there. Oh, you're healing? I don't like that. I don't like that you heal. Dagger throw first, discarding, of course, Ricochet. The Anticipate with no other block card is not that great. I'm pretty sure we're going to want the Piercing Wail for another turn. So we're just going to take damage this turn, and it's going to hurt. How much do you heal? You healed 30, I think? Okay. Start with backflip. And then strike prepared. Discard the 2 defends. We really don't want those defends in the deck anymore. We really don't want those defends in the deck anymore. Alright. 242. You cannot play more than 3 cards each turn. That's terrible. If we take another Disintegration, we're going to just die so fast. But we have to be able to play more than 3 cards per turn. Oh man, we're going to die so fast, aren't we? Probably. Oh, there's an Anticipate, which is nice. Dagger throw be instead of Piercing Wail. Okay. And then we definitely play the defend to block some of this, not all of it. We've got you down to 203. And you are knocking me down every turn at this point. Alright, this is the turn where we need Piercing Wail. At least we got Neutralize. Neutralize. I'm going to play the Cloak and Dagger. Actually, let's just play the Prepared first. We get rid of Ricochet. We get rid of Defend. Okay. Defend, Cloak and Dagger, Shiv, Survivor, and we're still taking damage. Like, it's still 9 damage that we just took. If we keep taking 9 damage almost every turn, it's gonna hurt. There's the Piercing Wail again on the wrong turn. Do we use it because we're dying if we don't? I mean, I still think we're gonna have to hope that we draw it on the right turn. We do go through our deck somewhat quickly. It's just that we also are taking about 9 damage every turn. Backflip. Strike, strike, Survivor into Ricochet. We're not taking any damage this turn. And we have you down to 155. You know, still worried. Gain 1 less energy per turn. I mean, it's better than Disintegration again, right? Alright, we're gonna waste away. We're dying. We're dying so fast at this point, aren't we? At least we can play Neutralize. We can play the Prepared. Those aren't great. It's probably better than playing the second Dagger Throw, though. We do want to play this Dagger Throw. Oh, okay. Anticipate. Anticipate, and then defend. We're still taking damage. 10 damage that time. We got our Piercing Wail on the turn we wanted it. Excellent. If only we could survive anyway, which I don't think we do. I'm going to have to play this Dagger Throw if we have any chance of anything. And it looks like we have no chance. Alright, and here we die. Excellent. We got another epic. So we did not succeed on the Common Sense challenge. Now, granted, the Common Sense challenge, I made some mistakes pretty early. such as taking Peck, which was not a common card, so we never played it. And we also had that egg in our deck that I wish we had just eaten for the 7 health or whatever it was. Instead, we had a dead card in our deck for the entire time because I didn't connect that it was going to produce a non-common card if we hatched the egg. But anyway, aside from those mistakes, getting to the second act boss, I feel decent about it. Let's see here. We discovered 3 new epics. We discovered 13 new enemies, 2 new relics, and 47 new cards. Huzzah. So we accumulated enough score for scribbles. Beast of Imagination begin to dot the world. We see Unsettling Lamp. The first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. I like it. Whenever you play a card that costs 2 or more, gain 4 block. I like that too. Whenever you use a potion, gain 3 strength. Hey, that's cool. All of your potions are also strength potions. I like it. And then we defeated Act 1 with the Silent. Bigger Prey. The other sisters judge the 4th one in silence. They have not seen her for over 3 centuries, and she returns with an ugly, pulsating scrap. There is always bigger prey. Bubble Bubble. If the enemy has poison, apply 9 poison. I like it. Poison is triggered an additional time. Ooh, that's kind of like doubling the poison on an enemy, but it's not quite the same. It's very similar, though. I like it. I definitely want to build a poison deck in this game. The poison cards look cool. The Anomalous Planet. Alright. I demand to visit a more exciting planet. The Regent slams his fist down on the space console. Anomalous planet detected. The Regent has arrived. His Majesty may now embark upon the Spire. Oh, the Regent is a playable character. Got it. Okay. Neat. And of course, we find out that there are new epics to discover now that we've unlocked a new character. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do for today, but I definitely enjoyed that. We beat Slay the Spire II, my first time playing blind as the Ironclad without ever playing a skill card, which was cool. And then in the Silent, I made it to the Act 2 boss, the first time I'd ever seen the Silent in this game, with only ever playing common cards. I like it. I do not mind perhaps doing this again and doing more challenge runs with the new characters the first time I play the new characters. But I don't know when that will be. In any event, I like the game so far. Just like the first Slay the Spire, it seems like early access is pretty well done. Like, they opened up the early access a good time into the game. Oh, also, what is Timeline? Timeline is the epics. Got it. And then Compendium. We haven't unlocked the Bestiary yet. Our run history, yeah. So we can look. There was our Ironclad deck. We upgraded almost everything in the deck because we kept going to fireplaces and we never really needed to heal, even though we never played a skill. Now, we never played a skill, but we did have Burning Blood, which heals us. The Gorget, or Gorget, I don't know how that's pronounced. That gave us 4 plated armor. The Ornamental Fan, which gives us 4 block every time we played 3 attacks. The Pantograph, which healed us before each boss battle, so we didn't really care about taking damage that much. We actually never used the Jeweled Mask because we never put a power card in our deck. And of course, Shuriken was excellent. But we had a deck entirely made of attacks, and we used the Pillage card to draw basically our full hand every time we played Pillage. It would just fill our hand with cards, including our 0-cost attacks. It was an excellent deck. And then our silent deck, the worst decision was this one, right? No, that was a good decision. This one, I chose to take the egg, even though I knew from my Ironclad run that it gives me a non-common card. It gives me a green bordered card, which I counted as not common. So I never got to, hatching the egg would be a negative to me, but having the egg in the deck was also a negative to me. So that was a terrible choice. And then my next terrible choice was transforming a strike into a peck, which the peck also turned out to be a green bannered card, which I consider not common. So I made a couple of really poor decisions early on, which are partially due to me not knowing this game at all. But I should have realized those would not be considered common cards to me and not taken them. And that bogged down the whole run. But even then, I felt like we did pretty well just getting to floor 33. And we even survived 11 turns. We just didn't deal damage fast enough, basically. All right. And that's it for today. Hope to see you on my channel in perhaps another stream or just on the videos. Bye now.